I'm going to begin by asking you something, and I want you to answer it honestly, in the silence of your heart. Are you tired? And I'm not talking about the tiredness of the body, the kind that goes away with sleep. I'm talking about that other tiredness, the one inside. The tiredness of carrying problems that don't get solved. The tiredness of pretending you're fine when inside you're worn out. The tiredness of worrying about everyone while no one asks you how you are. That weariness of the soul that doesn't go away with a nap because it's not in the body, it's deeper. If that's you, today you need to hear this, because this Sunday's gospel is word for you. Jesus looks at all those exhausted people, burdened, who can't take any more, and he makes one of the most tender invitations in all the Bible. Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will give you rest. Notice, he doesn't say, let the perfect come. He says, come, you who are weary. Stay with me, because that invitation is for you today. Listen slowly to these words of Jesus. They are among the most consoling that exist. At that time Jesus said in reply, I give praise to you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth. For although you have hidden these things from the wise and the learned, you have revealed them to little ones. Yes, Father, such has been your gracious will. All things have been handed over to me by my Father. No one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son, and anyone to whom the Son wishes to reveal him. Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am meek and humble of heart, and you will find rest for yourselves. For my yoke is easy, and my burden light. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Let's begin at the beginning, because there's a precious detail. Jesus starts by giving thanks to the Father for something that at first glance is strange. I give you thanks because you have hidden these things from the wise and the learned, and have revealed them to little ones. What does this mean, my brother? It's not that God has something against scholars or against the intelligent. What Jesus is saying is that God is understood better from humility than from pride. The one who thinks he knows it all, who goes through life believing he needs no one, that one hardly opens up to God because he feels he doesn't need to. On the other hand, the simple one, the humble one, the one who admits he needs help, that one does open up. That one does receive. God doesn't hide from the intelligent, he hides from the proud, and he reveals himself to those who have the heart of a child, humble and open. And this already prepares us for what comes, which is the heart of today's gospel. That phrase that seems to me one of the most beautiful that came from the mouth of Jesus. Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will give you rest. My brother, stop at each word, because it's a treasure. And let me tell you something that connects with that point about humility, my brother. Many times, do you know why we're so tired? Because we want to carry everything ourselves. Because we think we're self-sufficient, strong, capable of everything, and we don't ask anyone for help, and much less God. I can do it on my own, we say, and we keep gritting our teeth until we break. That pride, that wanting to handle everything without help, is one of the things that most exhausts us in life. That's why Jesus begins by speaking of the little ones, of the humble, because only the humble one knows how to ask for help. Only the humble one knows how to say, "I can't do it alone. I need you." And that's exactly the one who finds rest. The proud wear themselves out carrying alone. The humble rest by letting God help them. Admitting we need God is not weakness, my brother. It's the beginning of rest. Notice first whom he calls. He doesn't call the strong, those who have everything figured out, those who breeze through life. He calls the weary, the burdened, those who can't take any more. That is, my brother, he calls you on your worst day, in your lowest moment, when you feel you can't get anything right, when you're fed up, exhausted, empty. Precisely there, in that state, is when Jesus tells you, "Come." He doesn't ask you to fix yourself first, to make yourself presentable first, to solve your problems first. He tells you, "Come just as you are, tired and burdened. Come, for I will give you rest." How different is the God of Jesus, my brother, from that demanding, arms-crossed God we sometimes imagine. The God of Jesus is a God who waits for you with open arms precisely when you're at your worst. And let me tell you how many kinds of tiredness fit in those words, my brother, because Jesus left no one out. There's the tiredness of the one who works from sunup to sundown to provide for the family and comes home without strength even to speak. There's the tiredness of the mother or father who don't sleep, who wear themselves out for their children and often don't even get a thank you. There's the tiredness of the sick person who's been fighting with their body for months or years and is exhausted from suffering. There's the tiredness of the one who cares for a sick relative, those silent heroes who spend themselves for another. There's the tiredness of the soul that carries a sadness, a depression, an anguish no one sees. And there's that tiredness of life itself, that of so many who feel they're only enduring, dragging through the days without joy. To all without exception, Jesus says today the same thing. Come to me, and I will give you rest. In which of those tirednesses do you recognize yourself today, my brother? Whichever it is, that invitation is for you. And what does he offer you? Rest. I will give you rest. You will find rest for yourselves. Notice he doesn't say, "I'll take away all your problems. I'll make your life easy and without crosses." He doesn't promise a life without weight. What he promises is rest in the midst of the weight, relief for the soul, a peace inside that holds you up even if the burdens outside are still there. There are people who have everything and have no peace, and there are people who carry enormous crosses and yet have a deep peace, an inner rest that only God gives. That rest of the soul is what Jesus offers you today. It's not that your problems end, it's that you no longer carry them alone. And let me tell you something I see a lot, my brother, in so many years as a priest. People come to church dragging their feet, with a face of tiredness and weight that breaks your heart. They sit a while before the tabernacle, sometimes not even knowing what to say, just to be there, to let go. And when they leave different. It's not that their problems got solved there in half an hour. The problems are the same when they walk out the door. But they come out with another face, with a lighter soul, with renewed strength to keep going. What happened in there? They went to Jesus tired, and he gave them rest. That's available to you too, my brother, every day. The church is open, the tabernacle is there, and Jesus keeps saying the same thing. Come to me. It doesn't have to be in a church. You can go to him in your room, on the bus, in the kitchen, in any corner where you open your heart to him. He is always ready to receive you and give you rest. And now comes a part that sometimes confuses us, because Jesus says something that seems contradictory. He says, "Take my yoke upon you." Wait a moment, Lord. Weren't you offering me rest? And now you put a yoke on me? The yoke, my brother, was that piece of wood placed on the oxen so they'd pull the plow. It was a symbol of work, of load. So how is it that Jesus offers rest and at the same time asks you to carry a yoke? Here's the key, and it's beautiful. The yoke of Jesus is not one more load added to the ones you already have. It's a yoke carried with him, not without him. And in ancient yokes, they were often double. 2 animals pulled together, side by side. Well, that's what Jesus proposes to you. To put yourself under the same yoke he carries, so that you no longer carry alone, so that he pulls with you, at your side. That's why his load is light, not because it weighs little, but because you no longer carry it alone. Think of it this way, my brother. Imagine carrying a very heavy piece of furniture all by yourself, sweating, about to break your back. And suddenly, someone strong comes and grabs the other end. The furniture weighs the same, right? It didn't get lighter, but for you it's now half, because you no longer carry it alone. That's the yoke of Jesus. Your problems may still weigh the same, but if you join yourself to Christ, if you walk with him, you no longer drag them alone. The strongest one carries them with you, the one who can handle everything. There's the secret of Christian rest. Not that the load disappears, but that you don't carry it alone. And how different everything is when you know you're not alone, my brother. And notice how he describes himself, my brother, because it's the only thing Jesus said about his own heart in the whole gospel. Learn from me, for I am meek and humble of heart. Meek and humble. He didn't say powerful and terrible. He didn't say severe and demanding. He said meek and humble. That's what the heart of God is like, my brother. That's what the one is like whom you approach when you're tired. Not a hard-faced judge, but a heart meek, gentle, humble, who lowers himself to you, who understands you, who welcomes you without reproach. Who would be afraid to approach a heart like that? At the tenderest heart in the universe, that's where he invites you to rest. So, my brother, what do we do with this today? Very simple and very deep. Accept the invitation. Go to him. Because so often we carry and carry, we endure and endure, we grit our teeth and keep going alone. And the most obvious thing never occurs to us. To go to Jesus, to lay the load in his hands, to let him give us rest. Praying is not one more obligation on your list of tiring things. Praying is exactly that. Going to Jesus to rest. Going to tell him how you are. Going to lay down the weight. Prayer is not for people who have everything figured out. It is, above all, for the weary. It's the place where the soul rests. So today, come to him, just as you are, with whatever you bring, without fixing anything first. Come tired, come burdened, come empty if that's what you have, and leave it all at His feet. You will find rest for your soul. Jesus promises it, and He does not fail. And I want to tell you one last thing, my brother. In case today you're in one of those moments when the tiredness is so great that even faith becomes hard. If you feel you don't even have the strength to pray, that you're so worn out you don't even know how to approach God, listen. You don't need beautiful words or great prayers. It's enough that from wherever you are, you say inside, Jesus, here I am, tired. I come to you. That's already going to Him. That's already praying. God doesn't ask you for a speech. It's enough that you open the door, even just a crack. He does the rest. As a beautiful psalm says, "The Lord holds up all who are falling. He raises up all who are bowed down." If today you feel about to fall, bent under the weight, that's exactly the moment when God draws near to hold you up. You are not alone in this. You never have been. Today's task is perhaps the simplest and the most necessary of all. Today, at some point in the day, you're going to find 2 minutes of silence, just you, and you're going to tell Jesus in your own words how you really are. Without pretending, without acting like everything's fine. If you're tired, tell Him, "Lord, I'm exhausted." If you're carrying something heavy, put it before Him. "Lord, look at this that I'm carrying. I can't do it alone anymore." And then stay there, in silence, letting yourself be looked at by Him, letting Him give you His rest. That's what praying is, my brother. And you'll see how differently you get up after having spent a little while at the feet of the One who is meek and humble of heart. And listen, if this message did you good, help me get it to more people who today are worn out and need to hear this invitation. Subscribe if you haven't yet, give it a like, and share this video with someone you know who's tired, burdened, who can't take any more. It may be exactly the "come to me" they needed to hear today. And leave me your city and your country in the comments. And if you want, write me a single word, tired, or here I am, so that today I pray for you in a special way at Mass. One more thing, important. There are fake pages using my face and my name to ask for money and promise miracles. That is not me. I will never ask you for money for a prayer. The only true channel is Light of Faith with Father David. Please be careful. Stay now for the Holy Mass of this Sunday, July 5th. We offer it for you, for your family, and in a very special way for all who today are weary and burdened, for those who carry alone, for those who can't take any more, that they may hear Jesus say to them, "Come to me, and I will give you rest." May God bless you. And don't forget, don't carry alone. Go to Him. His yoke is easy, and His burden light. May God bless you all, today and always.